All right, so here's the website. I love this website. If you want to get more detailed information, like the tokenomics and the branding and everything, there's a whole bunch of PDFs. You can get them up here. Just see this scrolling uh, thing up here. Just click on Get Access and download the zip file, and you'll get a bunch of PDFs. You'll get a whole bunch of information that I probably won't even get covered on this call because it would take too long. But so more detailed stuff there. This is the website. We're going to be talking about staking. We're going to be talking about bonds, which are awesome. How to accumulate even more tokens by sharing it with others. There's a lottery where you can get free tokens. And this is the website. Again, you can come here on your own time, check it out. It's really professional. They did a great job on this. I love it. And once you once this launches, once we launch, which is probably going to be like the full launch, there's going to be like a partial launch and then a full launch. The full launch is probably going to be on Monday, I'm thinking, and you'll be able to connect your wallet. And once you do, once you connect your wallet, once you get a referral, you need a referral. You got to get a referral link from someone. Whoever brought you on this Zoom, get the referral link. Once they have it, no one has it yet. Once they have it, you'll be able to click on the referral link. It'll take you here, connect your wallet, and you'll end up with a back office like this. And then what you're going to want to do is, and these numbers will be live on Monday. They'll be the real numbers on Monday. This is just a website that we're using right now in a soft launch, so that we can see everything and so that I can show you guys what's going on. So you'll want to come here and buy some VVA. So before you buy VVA, you're going to need a stable coin called DAI in your wallet, and it's on the Binance Smart Chain. There's DAI on different main nets. We're using the Binance Smart Chain, so make sure your DAI is not Ethereum or anything else. Make sure it's Binance Smart Chain. Now, a stable coin remains stable. That's why it's called a stable coin. So it always is around $1. The value is always around $1. It's not like other coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum that are very volatile, right? They go up and down. This one's always going to remain $1. You want that in your wallet, not just any wallet. It's got to be a Web3 wallet. So it's going to be like a MetaMask or a Trust wallet or a Token Pocket or a Phantom. So you want some DAI in there. Once the DAI is in there and you connect your wallet, you'll be able to purchase VVA. So right here, you're gonna choose DAI, right? And then you're gonna choose VVA, and then once you connect your wallet, you'll be able to just purchase it or swap it or whatever it's going to say here, and then it'll turn your DAI into VVA. Once you have VVA, then you can stake it. Now I'm going to show you a different strategy in a second, but if you do it this way, what's going to happen is you're going to get your VVA. Now, if you do it this way, there's going to be a 5% deposit fee. I'm going to show you a way to get around the deposit fee in a moment. If you do it this way, there's going to be a 5% deposit fee. There's going to be a bit of slippage and some gas fees. And I'm going to show you another way to avoid that in a second. But let's take a look at staking, because this is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is you want to end up staking your VVA. Staking is a way to accumulate more tokens. We probably all heard of Ethereum, right? So you can go stake Ethereum, and while it's staking, you'll be accumulating more Ethereum, just a little bit every day, right? And usually why you're staking is you're waiting for a coin, the value of the coin to go up, right? A couple months ago, Ethereum was $1,500, and say you wanted to just hold on to it for a couple months. Well, you could stake it while you're holding on to it. Now the value is at like $3,800, right? So not only would you have more than doubled the value, but you would have been accumulating more of it at the same time. That's what we're going to be talking about here. So you can stake VVA. Again, your wallet's going to be connected, so it'll show how much VVA you have available right now. And then once you stake it, you just go put $1,000, or you can hit max, stake it all, hit stake, right? And then it's going to show up here. There's a 24-hour holding balance, so a cool off period. After 24 hours, you're going to start earning every 8 hours, approximately 0.44% every 8 hours. That's around 1.3% a day. More tokens every day. So after 24 hours, it's going to show up right here, currently staked. It's going to become SVVA. And you can unstake at any time you want. So it's only locked in for as long as you want to lock it in. You can come here and unstake 5 minutes later, but it wouldn't make sense. But you could unstake a week later, a month later, a year later. It's up to you. You just come here and put how much you want to unstake and unstake it, either all of it or some of it. And let's take a look. While you're staking, it compounds. This is really important to know. Every 8 hours, it's gonna be compounding every 8 hours because you're gonna get rewards every 8 hours. You're gonna get a little bit more coin, more VVA every 8 hours. So Albert Einstein, we all know who he is. He's one of the smartest guys that ever lived. He said that compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Why? I'm going to show you why. Check this out. If you have $1,000 in VVA and you stake it, let's say for a month. So this is staked for a month and you're making about 0.44. This is an average percent every 8 hours for a month. Check out what $1,000 turns into. Now this is under the ideal conditions, right? If this was exactly 0.44%, so it's going to be off a little bit, but you can come and play with this calculator, and I would suggest you do because it's a lot of fun. I'll show you. We're going to have a bit of fun with this. Veritasvault.app/dashboard, and then just come to staking. And you can play with this calculator. So in this case, in this scenario, it made 50% in a month, in like 31 days. It made 50%. That's because of compounding. I'm going to show you the power of compounding right now. Check this out. So in 1 month, 31 days, we made 50%. 50%, right? Well, in 3 months, if we do the exact same thing, keep all the numbers the same, just because this is an example, I'm just showing you compounding here. In 3 months, if you made 50% in 1 month, you'd think, well, 50%, 50%, 50% should be 150% in 3 months, right? Well, no, because of compounding, it turns into 235%, which is huge, instead of 150%. The compounding is incredible. That's exactly why Albert Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's amazing. And so in this scenario, in 3 months, you'd make $2,300 on your 1,000, right? And let's look at something a little more realistic, because this number is probably going to change, this rebase reward. It might go up, it might go down. Let's just say it's going to go down. This is an average, right? So if it starts at 0.44, what if it goes all the way down in a year to 0.24, which I don't think it will, but it could. No one knows. Then the average would be in between, right? It would be like 0.34, right? That would be the average if it went all the way down to 0.24 from 0.44. So this is probably pretty conservative. In a year, in 12 months, because of compounding, your $1,000 under these conditions, this is all hypothetical, would turn into 40 grand. That's the power of compounding, right? That's why Albert Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. Everyone needs to know about compounding. If you were going to get a bond or something for 5,000, and we'll talk about bonds in a second, and then stake it, right? And then stake it after your bond. In a year, 5,000 at 0.34, an average of 0.34, ends up being 200,000. That's the power of compounding. Look at 10,000. Look what 10,000 turns into. We'll go 0.34. That's an average for 12 months. 411,000, 401,000. That's the power of compounding. So again, you can come here and play around with this calculator all you want, but now I'm going to show you how to get away from that deposit fee, right? If you're going to stake $500 or more, If you're going to stake less than $500, then you do it just the way I showed you over here. Anything less than $500. But if you're going to stake 500 or more, you can get around the deposit fee, the slippage, and even the gas. You don't have to pay any of it if you buy a bond. So instead of going to that page and clicking buy, come over here and click buy, right? 500 or more. Let's say you're gonna get $1,000 bond, right? So you just click buy and choose $1,000. And let's say you're going to choose 5 days. You can do 5 days, 14 days, or 30 days. Now with staking, you can unstake anytime. This one, you're locking in for 5 days, right? Or 14 days or 30 days. And then at 5%, that 5% is a discount off whatever the current price is, right? So if the current price is $1, if the current price is $1, you're going to get it for 95 cents. You're going to get a 5% discount. So the discount is going to be immediate, right? So you're going to get $1,000 worth of coins at 95 cents, and the price is $1. So you're already ahead of the game, right? You got extra coins. You got more, or tokens. You got more tokens right out of the gate. They're going to be released to you every day for 5 days. So you're going to get a fifth of them the next day in 24 hours right down here. So it'll show your bond, it'll show what's pending, and say you do it right now at, well, where I am, it's 217. So if I did it at 217 right now, right here, I come back to 217 tomorrow and I can claim a fifth of my coins, right? And then I come back 24 hours later, I claim another fifth. So here's what you can do. If you have $1,000 and you get a 5-day bond, you're going to get about $200 in tokens a day, right? So now you can go to stake. Once you claim it, once you claim your tokens, you can come and stake them. And if you stake $100 at least, you're going to get an entry into a weekly jackpot, which I'm going to show you in a sec. If you stake $200, you're going to get an entry into the weekly jackpot and the monthly jackpot. So these jackpots, I'm going to come back to this. These jackpots are weekly and monthly. Right here, $100 worth of newly staked SVVA tokens. There's going to be 50 winners a week, and it's going to be split evenly, right? There's going to be 100 winners a month in the monthly jackpot. That's going to be split evenly. So the plan is to get a bond, right? I'm going to go over it one more time. Buy a bond for $1,000, we'll say. You're going to get 5% off what the current price is. So you're going to end up with more tokens. A fifth is going to be released every day. Right here, you're going to go claim it, go to stake, and then I'm clicking too much. I'm clicking everything. It's going to show right here. What you just claimed is going to show in VVA, and then you're going to stake it. You can just hit max and stake it, right? And now if it's $200, you're going to get an entry into the weekly lottery and the monthly lottery for free, basically, just because you're staking. And you're going to do this 5 days in a row, right? Because you're going to, for 5 days, you're going to be able to claim. So you're going to get 5 weekly tickets and 5 monthly tickets. So 5 entries, right? 5 entries. You can only win once, but the more entries you have, the more chance you have of winning, right? Being one of those 50 or 100 people. And so let's say you did a 14-day bond and you wanted both entries. Say you wanted the weekly entry in the lottery and the monthly entry. So you'd have to do $2,800 to get both. If you just wanted the weekly entry for 2 weeks, you could do $1,400, right? If you did $1,400 and bought a $1,400 bond, you're going to get a 7% discount on your coins. So you're going to get even more coins. You're going to get extra coins than you would get here. And you would come here for 2 weeks, right? $1,400. You'd be getting about $100 a day, a little more of coins, right? So you claim it, go stake it, and get your entry. And you just keep doing that every day for 14 days until all your funds are staked. They're all staked, and you got entries into the jackpot for 2 weeks. If you wanted um, an entry in the weekly and the monthly, you'd have to double it, right? About 2,800 approximately. If you put 3 grand in here for got a 3 grand bond for 2 weeks, you'd be getting the weekly and the monthly for 2 weeks straight. If you wanted to do it for 30 days, you'd get a 10% discount. So to give you an idea of this, if you were gonna do like say uh, I'm just going to say 10,000 because it's easy to work out. If you were going to get a $10,000 bond, you would get 10% off the current amount that VVA is at. So if VVA is worth $1, you would get it for 90 cents. So if you bought 10,000 VVA and they were $1, you'd get 10,000, right? But if you bought $10,000 worth of VVA and it's 90 cents, you would get an extra 2,222 tokens. At $1, that would be like $2,222 extra when you got it right there. And then they're going to release it over 30 days, right? So if you got a $6,000 bond here for 30 days, you'd get about $200 released a day, approximately, right? So you'd be getting both lottery tickets every day for a whole month for 6 grand. For 3 grand, you get a weekly lottery every single day for a whole month. Do you get it? Like if you bought a $3,000 bond, you'd be claiming just over $100 a day for 30 days. So you'd come and stake it every day, and you'd have more staked every day, and you get a lottery ticket every single day for a whole month. So you can decide on which bond you want to do. This is for $500 or more. Even if you have $500 and you bought a 5% 5-day bond, you'd get about $100 a day. So even $500 for 5 days, you'd still get to get an entry every day because you get about $100. As long as it's $100 or more, you're going to get an entry. So if it ends up for some reason being like $98, you'd have to either put in $2 or wait till the next day and get it, right? But it's probably going to be over $100 if you buy a $500 bond, or you could buy a 510 or 520 just to make sure, put a little extra in there, right? And so this is how bonds work. So the bonds, you're not paying any deposit fee, no slippage, and no gas. You're getting a 5% discount. You get to get the lottery tickets every day, right? Because it's being released every day. So you're taking advantage of everything going this way, getting the bonds. Now there's another way to accumulate even more coins by sharing this with people. Like if you think what I just showed you is really, really cool, you can share this with other people who will probably think it's cool, and you'll get rewarded. You'll even get more. I'll show you. Let's go take a look. So let's go over here. Okay, so I'm going to read this first because they do a really good explanation of how staking works. So VVA staking lets you lock your tokens in Veritas Vault to earn rewards and help secure the network. When you stake, your tokens support the protocol and you earn approximately 0.44% staking rewards every 8 hours, paid out 3 times a day. You can unstake anytime, so your funds stay flexible and accessible. With transparent community-led governance, you always keep ownership of your tokens while supporting a truly decentralized ecosystem. It just explains it really well. Now, if you want to share this with other people, I don't know why you wouldn't. Everyone should want to share it. You can get extra rewards. If you just share it with one person that stakes at least $100 in DAI, right? And you stake at least $100 in DAI, you'll get up to 18% of what they're earning on their tokens, not their $100, not on their investment, but on what they earn on their investment, right? From staking. So you'll get more tokens. They'll get more tokens and you'll get more tokens. The more tokens they get, the more you'll get. So you want them to get lots of tokens. And as they're getting more tokens, right? They're accumulating more tokens. They have more tokens staked. Your reward's going to go higher, right? It's going to go higher. Now you can share it as you share it with more people. Like if you share it with two people that stake at least $100 and die, and you have $300 staked, so you stake $200 more than before, you're going to get paid on two levels. What's two levels? These are the people that you personally refer to this smart contract. Well, if they personally refer people, that's called your second level. If they personally refer people, that's your third level. And this can go on forever, just people sharing it with more people and more people. This could go down even below here. But if you wanted to get paid down all 12 levels, you just refer it with 12 people over time, and they each have to stake at least 100. The only difference is your personal staking is going to keep going up, right? For 3 levels, you personally stake 600. For 4 levels, you personally stake 1,000 or more, and you've referred 4 people that are staking at least $100, right? And you'll get all these percentages, extra tokens. They're basically extra tokens, and what's going to happen here is these people are all going to be compounding. Their tokens are going to grow, so their staking rewards grow. So you're getting a percentage of more and more every 8 hours. It just keeps growing. And we looked at compounding, right? Where Albert Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. So I'm going to just end there and start answering questions.